Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you today? I hope you're all well. If you're new here, a warm welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Today's video is all about, let me just grab the disc, Supernatural, and everything about the series and the episodes. We just like to chat and get together. Today's episode is episode 15. And it's called The Benders, and it's 42 minutes long. Two main characters, Sam and Dean, are played by Jared Padalecki and Jason Eccles. They're the two main characters, which is all based on. And then today's episode is John Dennis Johnson, played by and he plays a character called Pa Bender, as in the family name is Bender. He's the dad, and Pa Bender. Jessica Sheen is Officer Kathleen. Johnny Cuthbert is Alvin Jenkins. Ken Kersinger is Jared Bender, and Sean Reese is playing Lee Bender. Ryan Drescher is playing Evan McKay. Alexa Fast is playing Missy Bender, and Sadie Lawrence is playing Mrs. McKay. And yeah, really good actors and actresses in this. They're all, the supporting actresses and actors, been in many things. But yeah, this is just going to be a quick one today because I'm not feeling too good. So yeah, it's all about, it's really creepy. It's all about missing people and basically human disgust, human, cannibalism, hunting. So cut long story short, Sam and Dean are looking for the unexplainable, and that, as they're looking for their dad and the yellow-eyed demon. So they come across this police report about missing person with strange noises. But there's been a series of missing people throughout the years in the local area, and no one's found hair or hide of them. So they go up to the area and interview the latest witnesses of the latest victim, and it's a young child, and his mom keeps saying he's got a vivid imagination, and stuff like that. But he says, I swear, I saw him walking across the car park and getting dragged underneath the car, and the monster howling as he drags him away. And his mom says, look, he was watching a scary movie at the time. Take everything what he says with a pinch of salt. And the police officers writing everything down, and Sam and Dean are pretending to be the police officers. And so anyway, they end up at a local bar, and Sam is not feeling it. He wants to go to the hotel, and Dean wants to party and have a drink and get something to eat. So in the end, Dean wins out, and Sam says to him, stay by the car, and I'll just go to the restroom and then follow you out. So like I say, Sam goes outside. Dean spends 10 minutes faffing around, finishing his drink, going to the bathroom, and comes out, and Sam is nowhere to be seen. he first thinks he's gone to the motel, but then he gets to the car and Sam's paperwork and notes are all on the car. Yeah, so he enlists the local sheriff, which is Officer Kathleen, and shows him his badge and says, "Look, I'm missing a nephew. I'm his uncle, and he's gone missing. And I feel it's my obligation to find him." And she's like, "Well, put a missing persons report in, and we'll look into it." And he's saying, "Well, I want to, have you got the local CCTV?" And she says, "Well, we're not actually at that stage yet." That's what he says. "Look, I feel obligated because I'm meant to be looking after him and stuff like that." So yeah. Anyway, she agrees to help him and gets the local CCTV, and they look at there's a van pulls away at the same time he goes missing, and the number plate is not actually registered to the van. So yeah, that's red flags. So yeah, so they both go off in the direction it's headed, and they can't find it. It goes off into the back woods, and there's no street signs or nothing, and they go up and down this road, and there's only meanwhile Sam wakes up and he's in an old wooden shack building with cages, and in the cage next door is the missing person they're looking for. And he's he asks him his name, and he says, "Oh, we're looking for you." And he says, "Well, you've done a good job, didn't you? Making sure that he's captured himself, like." And he says, "No, my brother will be looking for us, so we don't have to worry about it." So the situation. Anyway, he says, "What creature captured you?" And he said, "Creature? That? What do you mean?" And anyway, and two people walk in with rain hoods on, and so you don't really see their faces. And there's a electrical panel, and they open it up, and they flip a key and flip a switch to unlock the door. So they pass like a tray of food into not to Sam but to the other guy, and then flip the switch again to lock the door. So yeah, they go off, and Sam's like, "They're just human. They're just human." And yeah, so in the meanwhile, Officer Kathleen has checked out Dean's badge number, and it comes up as stolen, and to a black officer, and obviously it's a fake. You know what I mean? So she's like gonna arrest Dean, and he's like, "Yeah, oh, okay. I hold my hands up, but can we just find my brother? I'm worried." And she's like, "Well, to be fair, my brother went missing 3 years ago, so." She's umming and ahhing, but this is illegal. You've illegal what you've done here. And he says, "Yeah, you can arrest me afterwards, but let me find my brother, please," pleading with her. And she agrees. And anyway, they drive up this path, and all they see is this dirt track leading into the woods. So Dean says to stop and to check it out, but she's having none of it. So she handcuffs him to the car door, and then walks up the into the woods, comes across this old wooden shack house, and then a wooden shack next to it, and old bits of farm equipment in front and everything. So she knocks on the door, and this young girl comes out. Obviously Missy, her name is, basically distracts her when her dad knocks her over the head, and basically now she ends up in a cage next to Sam. Oh, I've missed something out. In what they've done is left the before that happened. Sam and this other gentleman are in the cages, and this other gentleman's door latch opens, and he gets out, and Sam goes, "Look, this don't seem right. Don't get back in your cage." And he says, "No, I'm going to escape, and don't worry, I'll get I'll get people to tell them where you are." And anyway, he runs off. And as he goes out there, he finds a weapon on the floor. So he picks that up and starts running through the woods. And he hears noises and howling in the woods. So he starts running fast and starts tripping over things. And anyway, the two sons of the father, Jared and Lee, are in the woods with made up axes and spears. And they're like pretending they're wolves, and they're hunting this guy, and eventually catch up with him and kill him with these spears, stabbing him over and over again. And Sam hears it. So yeah, anyway, back to Kathleen. She's ended up in the cage next to Sam, and he said, "Oh, I'm with your uncle. He's here." So anyway, Dean hears people come in, so he snaps the aerial off the top of the car and unpicks the lock of the handcuffs and hides, and the two lads steal the car and drive it behind the house into the woods, where obviously there's another bunch of cars. They've done it before, where they've kidnapped the people, they've took the cars, and anyway, Dean follows them back to the house, and then finds the shed where the cages are, and he tries to get them out, but he can't. So he said, "Look," Sam tells him, "You need to find the key to the electric box." So he goes off into the house to find the key, and he gets attacked by all of them, all four: Missy, the two brothers, and the dad, and he gets tied up in the chair, and so the dad tells one of the brothers to go off and kill the police officer and Sam, and then come back and we'll kill this they're going to kill Dean as well, so and start afresh, they said. So anyway, he goes off, opens up the cage to kill Sam, and Sam overpowers him and knocks him out, chucks him in the cage, and unlocks the police officer. But in the meantime, they're beating up Dean. And anyway, so a shot fires off the shotgun, and because it's been a long time, they go and investigate. And cut a long story short, Missy's left with Dean, and Dean breaks free from his shackles, and Missy jumps on him and and try to bite his ears and stuff like that. So anyway, he chucks her off and he locks her in a closet, and Sam and Officer Kathleen overpowers the dad and the other son, and chucks the son in the cage, locks it, and the dad's laying on the floor, and Sam goes off and gives the shotgun to Officer Kathleen, and she asks the bloke she asked the bloke, why, you know, why do you do this? And he's like, why not? He says, did you kill my brother? He says, now I see a family resemblance, and laughs. And she says, why'd you do it? And he says, because it's fun. And anyway, it goes back to Sam and Dean, and you hear a gunshot, and obviously she's killed him. And then she walks out and says he tried to escape. And Sam and Dean says, and Sam and Dean are talking, and she says to him, Dean says, and that basically hands her the handcuffs and puts his hands out to be handcuffed again. And she says, I've already called the police. You better get on your way. And whatever you do, jump out of sight when the patrol officers go by. So they thank her and says, any chance of a lift? And she said, you must be joking. So they end up walking back into town to get their car. And Sam and Dean, Dean says to Sam, don't ever do that again. And he goes, what? He says, go missing. Anyway, and that's where it ended. Absolutely brilliant thing. But yeah, no monsters, but just very nasty humans, hillbillies, and a bit of cannibalism mixed in. They don't show you any cannibalism being done, but they imply it because you see them chopping up the body, yeah, and and there's a pot on the stove of bubbling meat. So you just it's implied that they're eating the victims, but they don't actually say they are. So so that's episode 15 of. I don't know what the next episode is. It will be a surprise to you as well as me for next Sunday. So if you like this sort of thing, give me a thumbs up. If you really like this thing and you're not subscribed already, please consider subscribing. It's free. And we'll see you next Sunday for another episode of Supernatural Sunday. Bye bye for now.